Hey VV Nation, welcome to our channel. Man, am I excited about these stocks. The top weekly picks for this week. We do this every Monday at 6 p.m. By the way, I'm Glenn, Senior Stock Market Strategist for VectorVest, and I'm going to talk about the hottest stocks on the planet. Now, I talked a little bit about it on Friday's video, but guess what? I've got another way for you to invest in these stocks, and I added one more stock. It's a little negotiable on if it's the hottest stock on the planet, but there's a lot picking up on this particular play that I did put it in the list. So I've got a whole new list. I'm going to call it the Fab Four. The Fab Four for the U.S. stocks. For Canada, it's just going to be, maybe just the top three, but it's a little different in the Canadian market, but we will spend some time in the Canadian market today. But these are my new Fab Four and an additional way to play these stocks. So first off, let's get right into the VectorVest software. These are my stocks. I've got Apple, Microsoft, NVIDIA, and I'm adding coin to the list. That's right. You heard me right. I am adding a crypto to the list. Now, why am I doing that? Because I'm watching how more and more institutions are getting into crypto. People's thinking is more that it's a safer play than just stocks, even better than gold. I'm not sure I'm there yet, but it is a rising thing that I want to keep on your radar. I really want to concentrate on Microsoft, Apple, and NVIDIA, but I have coin in the list as well, which now makes up my Fab Four. Now, I'm going to talk to you about an additional way to play. Let's start off. I talked about the rich way to play, which is strictly playing these stocks outright. There's Apple, there's Microsoft, there's NVIDIA, and now I'm going to have coin. There they are. Those are my four. You just outright buy the stock. NVIDIA at 132, coin at 246, Microsoft at 449, and Apple at 218. If you've got the money, why not go out and just buy the shares outright if you've got the money to do so? But let's say you don't have the money to do so. Maybe your portfolio is not as big as other people's portfolio, which is okay. Now I'm going to talk about the poor man's way, which is I'm going to look at AAPU, an ETF for Apple, MSFX, an ETF for Microsoft, NVDL, ETF for NVIDIA, and CONL, which is an ETF for coin. So these are leveraged as well. So you're playing these, even though you're playing them on a lower level, looking at coin at 246, but the ETF at 56. NVIDIA at 132, but the ETF at 81. Looking at Microsoft at 449, the ETF at 32. And Apple at a cost of 218, the ETF at a cost of 35. The poor man's way. For those of you who don't have a lot of money who want to take advantage of these high momentum stocks, it's an easier way to go. Less money. So then I talked about the pauper's way, which I can't really show here because all of these stocks that I just talked about, even on the ETFs, are optionable. You want to lessen your cost even more in playing these momentum stocks? Buy call options on these stocks, on AAPU, MSFX, CONL, and NVIDIA. Now, let's talk about a whole brand new way. And someone in the chat on the YouTube comment said, maybe you need to look at the YieldMax. And I said, that's a great idea. So now I'm going to look at APLY, MSTY, NVDY, and CONY. These are YieldMax stocks. So how do these work? These buy or show that they're doing a covered call in the background. And you taking the income on the covered call being done on these stocks. It's a great way. It's a great way to generate income without actually having to play the option. So APLY, YieldMax, MSTY, YieldMax, NVDY, YieldMax, and CONY, YieldMax. So that's another way to play. Man, these are the stocks that I think are almost a no-brainer that you all need to own. So now I did something else. You know me, how I like to look at sales growth compared to earnings growth. Notice on this list of stocks, earnings growth of 9, sales growth of 40. These stocks can sustain the earnings growth, and knowing that earnings is the engine that drives the stock's price higher, sales is the fuel for it. Man, these sales growth as a group blow the earnings growth out the water. Another reason why I'm really excited about having these 4 stocks in your portfolio. Wait, there's more. So where's the more? I created a portfolio, and I went back a month. I went back to May 1st of 2024, right? And I wanted to see how all of these stocks worked out. Just going back to 5/1 of 2024, 36.34% in about a month and a half. Folks, that is crazy ridiculous. And why I love these stocks is the hottest stocks on the planet. Now, wait a minute. There's even more to that, because if you go to reports and you go to trade history, I'm using a 50-15 stop. If the stock goes up 50%, it gets me out. If it goes below and gets me down to 15%, it'll get me out as well. In that time period, 3 stocks got sold: NVIDIA, AAPU, and NVDL. Look at the returns on those stocks in a month and a half. In a month and a half, look at those returns. So what did I do? After I got out of them, I went back in. You notice I got back into them. AAPU, NVDA, and NVDL. We're going to rinse and repeat. Folks, this is why these are the hottest stocks on the planet. And now, wait, there's more. I've now created 3 portfolios, individual portfolios. Fab Four Rich. Just buying the stocks outright. We got them as of today. I wanted to look at these stocks going, I want to put more work behind it, more data behind it to make sure that this is no joke. All right. Fab Four Rich, Fab Four Poor, playing the ETFs. Look at that, just today, up 0.4%. And then the Fab Four Yield, up 0.25% just today. We're going to monitor these going forward. And of course, I've got my whole list. Where is that? Poor Man's Mega Cap. I've already got that. I started that on 6/12 about 5 days ago. Look at that, 5.76%. And this is just looking at the ETFs by themselves. Folks, I don't want you to just take my word for it. That's the reason why I've got these portfolios. So it's a footprint in the sand. Now I'm going to do one last thing. How do you manage these stocks, right? Let's go. Here they are for today. How do you manage these stocks? And I'm going to do this all real quick. So I like to use the star search. Let's view the stock graph. Let's go use the star search, which creates 3 lanes. And we want to always be in the fast lane. AAPU, fast lane. Would I buy today? Yes. I'll make sure I buy 12 cents higher than the high. MSFX, would I buy today? Yes. Make sure I buy 5 cents higher than the high. 12 cents higher than the high. Apple, yes. Look at that. All of these are sitting right at 3-month highs. Would I buy it today? Yes. Make sure I buy 12 cents higher than the high. The yield stock for Apple, would I buy it today? Yes. I would buy it 5 cents higher than the high because it's less than $20. Next one, Microsoft, would I buy it today? Yes. Make sure I buy it 12 cents higher than the high. They optionable for Microsoft? No, I wouldn't buy it yet. But you know something? I'd keep it on a radar. NVIDIA, the YieldMax for NVIDIA in the fast lane. Would I buy it today? Yes. Make sure I buy it 12 cents higher than the high. The coin YieldMax. No, I wouldn't buy it. Up day today, but I still wouldn't buy it today. ConL, the ETF for coin. Would I buy it today? No, only when it's in the fast lane. What's the next stock? Wow, NVIDIA. NVDL has been killing it. I own NVDL. I own AAPB, PEU. So I'm in 2 of these ETFs for these stocks as well. Would I buy today? No. Why? Down day. I never want you to buy a stock on a down day. Is it in the fast lane? Absolutely. But make sure you buy it on an up day. Coin, middle lane. Would I buy it today? No. I'd wait till get in the fast lane. And NVIDIA, good gravy. Fast lane, yes. And a lot of room in that. And look at the volume is there too. Ooh-wee. Now, if you're in any of these stocks, if any of these stocks go into the middle lane, take half off the table. Here it is in a nutshell. So not only do I want to talk to you about these stocks, I want to talk to you about how to manage these stocks as well. So here's my top mega max list. The 4 stocks for the week are the YieldMax stocks. In this one, I didn't have, oh, there it is. There's all 4. Those are my stock picks for the week. This week are my yield stocks, my yield for Apple, Microsoft, NVIDIA, and Coin. All right, let's go to Canada real quick. Now, one other thing, market timing is so key, but I talked to you about the stops. The stops are 50, 15. 50, if it goes up 50%, take it off the table. If it goes against you 15%, take it off the table. And then if the market's conditions are right, you go right back into them, just like I showed you in that portfolio. Let's go to the Canadian side. I've only got CDRs, and I've only got NVIDIA, Microsoft, and Apple. I'm okay with that. Still, the hottest stocks on the planet. Let's go graph these all real quick. Oh, before we graph them all, let's look at the bottom. All right, let's go look at the bottom. Why do I like these so much? Look at this. Earnings growth, 27%. Sales growth, 95%. Grossly outweighing the earnings growth. Earnings is the engine that drives it, stock price higher. Sales is the fuel. They got more than enough fuel to maintain their earnings. All of the stocks are up today. All the RTs are above 1. VST's above 1. CI, only one that doesn't have a CI above 1 is Apple. All right, so we're in Canada. I'm going to look at the graph a little differently. I'm going to look at the NPI graph. All right, take off the crosshairs, take off the last close, put this on a 3-month. I love this. Look at this. Nice entry from a low trough on RT. We got trigger. We got trend. Look at the stock's price moving up. I like the NPI for Canada. Let's go to the next one. Microsoft. Look at the nice early entry here. And then we also had trend moving up. Great. Let's go to the last one, which is Apple. Now, in Canada, how do you trade these? If I've got a crossover on RT, the 5 crossing below the 40, that's your opportunity to get out because the stock at that time probably has lost momentum. That's the way to maintain or trade those stocks in the Canadian market. So what did I also do? I created a portfolio. I called this the hottest stocks, and I went back to May again, May 1st. Look at this in Canada, 33.18%. Look at the equity curve. Now, I'm going to do this again. Let's go to reports. Let's go to view trade history from 5/1. One stock got stopped out. That was NVIDIA at a 58.6. Good. The hottest stocks on the planet. So what did I do? Today, I got back into it, and we'll see what goes on. We're going to rinse and repeat. Folks, I told you I was excited about this week's top weekly picks. If you're excited, make sure you hit that like button because right now I think these are the stocks to own. Now, if you're scared that this is a bubble and they are overbought in the whole 9 yards, a couple of things to keep in mind. Every stock that reports earnings that's got some kind of an AI element has been beating earnings. Think about that. Every stock, for the most part, not every stock, for the most part. So with that being said, I don't think we're in a bubble. I don't think that these are way too overbought. I tell you that a lot of the prices are over the values. A lot of these are overvalued because these are hot stocks and more people are buying into them. I want you to be part of the train, the gravy train that's going up. With that being said, that's why your stops are important. If you get stopped out at a 50% gain or a 15% loss, before you think about getting back into the stock, make sure the market is going up that day and also look at market timing. If those two things don't align, you wait. But right now, these are the freaking hottest stocks on the planet. It's like everybody's got to have them. If you don't, that's on you. All I'm trying to do is prove the case to you. With that, folks, this video is over. If you're brand new to the channel and you just happen to stop by today and you like what you saw, hit that subscribe button. This is what we do. We are here for you. We do the work, you reap the rewards. Before you invest, check VectorVest. Now, this video is over. And until the next time, see ya.